And so there we've got a program with 2 lines of text. And the thing that's creating the, we call it a carriage return, the thing that turns the next line into a new line. So after this line, there's a carriage return. We call it a carriage return because when we used to have typewriters, to create a new line, you had to roll the kind of thing with the paper on and then move it back all the way to the left, and that's called a line feed and a carriage return. So here technically we've got a line feed and a carriage return after this sentence, but we can actually output text without the line feed and carriage return. So to do that, let's put some text. Let's put it at the top here. Let's type cout chevron, that's 2 kind of left pointing angle brackets, and let's type starting program ... and then let's type another chevron and end and semicolon. So sorry, not end, flush. Yes, okay. So what flush does is it tells your operating system to output this text, but it doesn't create a line feed. I think I was thinking end. I think in Visual C++ it used to be end and not flush, but I might be wrong about that. But in any case, flush works. So it's going to flush the text. It's going to tell the operating system, I've output some text. Please clean out your memory and actually output the text from it. Don't save it up. But it's not going to create a line feed or a carriage return. So it's not going to go to the next line. So to see the effect of that, let's run this. Click the run button, and you can see we've got starting program, and then immediately it says this is some text. So because there's no endler here, we didn't go to a new line before outputting this. Excuse me. So try that for yourself. Try flush and try creating a program with multiple lines of text in like this. You can mix lines ending in flush with lines ending in endler. It's absolutely fine. And one more thing that I'm going to show you here is you can also output multiple bits of text with one cout. And at the moment that's going to sound like it's pretty useless, but you're going to see later on that that's actually extremely useful. So let's go here maybe, and let's type another cout, another chevron, and let's type I don't know actually, let's type banana, and then we'll put another chevron, and then in double quotes again we'll type apple, full stop, and then we'll have another chevron, and then let's type orange, and then finally let's type chevron and endler. So I'll save that and run it, and what do you think is going to be the result of running this? And you're probably going to guess that it's going to type banana full stop, apple full stop, orange. Might have a full stop there as well. But there's something not quite right with this, and we'll see that. So let's select the project, click run. And you'll see that there's no space after banana, apple or orange, and that's because we didn't tell it to output a space. So to do that, well, we could do something like put in another chevron and literally have a pair of empty quotes with a space between them, and then we get a space after banana. If you look at that carefully, it all makes sense. There's banana, and then we're outputting the space, and then apple and orange. So we're outputting that, then we're outputting this, then apple and orange. But let's get rid of that, put it back how it was before. The easiest thing to do is just put a space after that full stop within the double quotes, because normally in C++ blank space is ignored. The blank space is there to help you make the program visually appealing and visually understandable so that you can easily see how it works. And we'll put one after the full stop of apple and after the full stop of orange as well. And let's try running that. So it should look pretty good. And there we go, apple, banana, apple, orange. You might wonder what would happen if you didn't have this flush there. Would it still work? Or if we didn't have this end le there. Let's try it. And it probably will work. Let's see. Save it and click run. Yeah, so this text is actually still coming out. But there's no real guarantee that it will come out unless you have either end le or flush after it somewhere. Because especially if you've got a big program that's producing a lot of text, if you want the text to appear immediately, you need end le or flush. We say it's flushing the buffer because otherwise the operating system might save up a big wodge of text and then output it only when it's got a huge big wodge of it. But this forces the operating system to output all the text straight away. It's flushing its buffer. The buffer is like an area of memory where it's saving your text. And we say flushing the buffer like cleaning out the buffer, the memory, and outputting everything that's in it. Okay, so have a go at that. And before you do, there's one more really vital thing that I'm going to mention here. And that is formatting. Because you'll notice that in my main program here, I've actually got a tab before each of these C outs. So between these brackets here, between these two brackets, all the statements are indented with a tab. And if you typed it without that tab, it still works. So if I run this, yeah, it still works. But this isn't right. It shouldn't be considered right. Yes, it's a working program, but indentation, correct indentation in C++ or any programming language helps massively for you to be able to understand the program. And one of the key things that beginners tend to do wrong is they get the indentation wrong, and then they can spend hours, even days, trying to figure out what's wrong with a program, when if the indentation was right, they would have seen instantly what was wrong with it. So it's vital that you get the indentation right, absolutely vital, just as important as remembering these semicolons and stuff. Even though bad indentation won't stop it compiling, it's still going to be a rubbish program if you don't get the indentation right. So between curly brackets like this, you indent everything with a tab. And one thing you can do is, if you right click your program, you can go to, let's see, it's here somewhere. We've got a source format, there it is. So if you go to source format, and there'll be a shortcut key for that as well, and select that, it automatically formats your source. So on my Mac, I think it's Command-Shift-F. Let's just get rid of some of that and do Command-Shift-F, and it's something like Control-Shift-F on Windows. So there's no excuse for bad formatting, because even if you get it wrong yourself, you should make an effort to get it right when you type it. But even if you get it wrong, you can automatically format your source. And boring though that may sound, you may think I'm going on about this unnecessarily. It's vital. It's absolutely vital. So use the auto formatting whenever you've written your program, and try to write it with scrupulous formatting in the first place. Pay attention to how it looks visually. Try to make it look nice. Try to make it break down into logical blocks, and get tabs where you need tabs. So between these curly brackets, indent everything, one tab. Okay, that's it for